Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Greetings from cloudy Warsaw, cloudy and rainy Warsaw. So the autumn at the very best. Just to make sure that you can hear me and that you can see the slides, can you please use this wonderful device that is called chat to write something in the chat? If you can see me, if you can hear me, oh yes. Hanna, you can, I hope that you can hear me and you can see the slides. Yes, yes, there are some people. Okay, so the Krakow, oh, there's someone, Andrzej, hello, Inga, Svetlana, yes, so we will wait one more minute for the people to jump in. So hello from Lithuania. Hi, Tatiana. Małgorzata, nice to have you here. I can hear very well, Inga. Great. Actually, these are the most popular question, or they've been the most popular questions in the whole COVID times. The first question is, can you hear me? And the second question is, can you see the slides? So these two questions are the questions that would allow people to survive basically in the internet mode. Okay, so hi Nina from Ukraine. Yes. Christina from Warsaw, nice to have you here with us. So both okay, great. So we can start. So this 1 hour ahead of us, the 1 hour with PTE Academic, and as the title suggests, the English test that's ready when you are. Before we move on into the knowledge and into the elements that I want to share with you, there's one question that I have for you. Why are you here at this webinar? Can you just please think of this question for a few seconds and just type your reply in the chat box. Why are you here? What is the reason behind you attending this webinar? To improve skills, okay. To hear and learn something new, okay, great. Anyone else? To improve and hear new ideas, okay. The webinars are useful. To compare with other exams, okay. To offer the test to potential students, okay, and introduces to your organization, thanks, get better understanding. Okay, so you need some new ideas and you're moving towards PTE. Okay, great. So keep this vision behind it and just see if it works for you and if you manage to find the answer you're looking for. And if not, remember that at the very end, I will repeat it, you can contact us anytime. You can just find your local Pearson representative and basically ask PTE Academic related questions that you say, hey, I attended the webinar and I need more answers to these particular questions. So let's start with this slide. And I want you to pay attention to the whole webinar, because the moment you see this slide again, it means that this is the competition time. And I will ask 3 questions and you will see the questions in the slides. So the first person who will write the correct answer in the chat box gets an award. So there will be 3 awards. So pay attention. I'm not gonna disclose when we will see the slide, but when you see this gold medal, make sure that you know this is the competition time. During the whole webinar, you will get some links from my wonderful support, and you will have those links in the chat. Slight piece of advice: if I were you, I would just copy the links and have them in the Word document or have the internet browser open to have the links ready, because sometimes you might use some of the links to win the prize. Okay, so let's start. The first, and this is the most important question that people keep asking, like, what is PTE Academic and what are the basic things you need to know? This is the computer-based test. This is the first important element. So everything when it comes to taking PTE Academic is with using the computer. And it's offering, it provides the unbiased proof and secure proof of your English skills for the university, professional, and migration application. So These are the three most important elements. So once you have students or a candidate willing to study at a foreign university, and they will be studying in English, and the university accepts PTE Academic, then you know that this is the choice for you. You might have candidates who are willing to move to a different country, and they need PTE Academic for visa applications. So it means that the preparation for PTE Academic is the right choice for you, okay? So the computer-based, when the students will be using it applying for the university admissions, usually foreign admissions, but the most important that in most cases, they will be studying in English, or they will use PTE Academic for migration purposes, like moving to Australia, moving to New Zealand, to UK, or to a different countries. There are several things you need to remember about this exam. The first one, this is quite convenient. So, well, you need to book, and you need to have only 24 hours in advance if you want to book PTE Academic around the world. It means that there are no exam sessions. So there is no winter session, there is no autumn session, there is no summer session. So your candidates don't need to wait for the particular exam window. So basically they can prepare, and once they are ready, they can book the test 24 hours in advance. So the test is available almost all year round, depending on the exam capacity in a particular testing center. The students need 2 hours just to take the test. It used to be 3 hours. Now, commencing today, the 16th, the test takes 2 hours. So they need 2 hours plus appropriate amount of time to go to the testing center. And this is a really important feature. We enjoy a really fast result delivery. Okay, usually you will see it in the slide, but usually like 85% of the test results are delivered within 48 hours. So the same, you don't wait like several weeks to get your results. Sometimes when you get students saying, like, okay, I need the results quite fast because this admission window at the university is closing quite soon. The test is quite accurate. Okay, so because it's computer-based, so you might say it's really accurate because it's based by the computer. So whenever you are, whenever the place in the world, the candidates can be sure that they are being marked by the same artificial intelligence, which has been trained by the humans to serve human beings. So I really like the saying, there is a lot of human influence behind artificial intelligence. And the test is testing academic English, and they are integrated tasks, which means that they test multiple skills. And the last one, because this is our high-stake exam, so it's a very secure exam because we need to pay quite high attention to all the possibilities of fraudulent behavior, and we need to take steps just to reduce those fraudulent behavior. Well, the whole exam is marked by a computer, so including the speaking and the writing section as well. So you'll learn where to find the research information about the artificial intelligence because you will get the links. When it comes to booking, this is the process what you see. How does the booking take place? The first element, the particular candidate needs to have an account. You can either do it via the phone or using the computer. Then you book your exam, you find the closest testing center, and you find the sitting window and the date. Once you book it, then there is a range of preparation materials that we prepared, and you will have those materials from me in a few slides. Then there is a date you take the test, you get the scores ready, and you submit the scores to the particular authorities or to the universities. And this is the average score return time is day and a half. So, well, you will not lose a night's sleep waiting for your test result. And basically you can be sure that once you do it on Thursday, probably Friday or Monday at the latest, you will get your results back. And then these are the information that I told you, that because it's our high-stake exam, we pay really close attention to all the security elements. So when the candidate gets into the testing center, There are palm vein scanners, there are digital signatures, just to make sure that this is the same signature the candidate used in their when they were signing the documents for a particular university. There is a digital photo taken, there is constant camera invigilation, and the tests are randomized. So, well, from the perspective of a candidate, this is not a good news, okay? But from the perspective of a teacher preparing or a testing center or the validity of these exams, this is a quite important element. Since it's randomized, it's almost impossible just, well, because you are invigilated by the camera, so it's totally impossible. But in case, basically, you don't have a chance to look at someone else's screen and just to grab an answer, oh, it's like freebie and just copy it, because the tests are randomized. Everything is marked by the computer. So this is the element that is removing the situation that I once heard about the test driving license exams, that here in Poland, there was a story that if you want to pass it easily, you need to visit a particular city, because the examiners there do something differently for some reasons. I don't know whether it was just a rumor or was it the truth, but basically here you can be sure that whenever you are in whatever the place in the world, your exam will be marked by the very same mechanism. So you'll get the objective score result no matter the place. And you get your scores in a digital format. So there are no paper elements. So there are no paper certificates that you can go and reprint, that you can edit yourself. So if you want to submit the scores to the institution, you will use the secure score report website. And that's the only way that you can submit your scores to the university or to the institution if you're applying for a visa. So it's a really highly secure exam. Then the recognition. So when you have the candidates and the candidates are asking, okay, so but what about the recognition around the world? And this is something, just a flavor to show you that we enjoy when it comes to PTE Academic, really high worldwide recognition. So the 100% of the universities in the Australia, in the New Zealand, 99% of the universities in the UK, and there is a really growing number of the universities in Europe. And this number of institutions that recognize PTE Academic is just growing rapidly. In case you would like to see all the institutions who recognize PTE Academic around the world, just look at the link, and this link will appear in the chat in a second. Could I have the link, please? Okay, and hopefully it will open, and basically you will get a PDF with all the institutions around the world. So when you work with your candidates and they are just thinking about moving or studying abroad, basically you see which institutions accept PTE Academic around the world. Okay, so just a summary at the very beginning. So the test is really fast. So the 24 hours notice before booking the test. The results are available within the 2 days. There is one single exam which lasts 2 hours. Okay, so you don't need to attend a different exam window to attend the speaking, for example. So once a day, 2 hours, and then you can take the full PTE Academic all year round. So there are no testing windows. So the scores, as I told you, there is a secure score report website. That's the only place where you get your scores and you can submit the scores to the institution. And this is the important feature. So there's a free unlimited number of score assignments. Okay, so once the candidate gets the score, and this is something that I observed right now in the times of pandemic, a lot of universities decided to open the online courses as well, or the online studying programs as well, because you never know what the borders will be open or closed. So this is like a security measure. Okay, so you can study physically or you can study online. And some of the candidates just decided to broaden their horizons and say that, okay, I am not limited to a single country, because what I can do, I can see if I can study online at the foreign universities. So, and when it comes to PTE Academic, there is no limitation of the score assignment. So it means that you can send the score to as many institutions as you like, and the candidate will not be charged extra. Like, for example, you can send only 5 times, you can use it 5 times. If you want the 6th and the 7th, you need to pay extra, and the results are valid for 2 years. Looking at the professional and the language background, probably you know that after 2 years, when you meet the same candidate or the same students, his level can go drastically down. And then the teacher says like, oh my God, he was so fluent at English. And now he's like, oh, he should study at the very beginning. Or the result can go up, yeah, if they are studying heavily. So after 2 years, the candidates, they need to retake the test. And the scores are quite accurate because it's based on the global scale of English. So it's a granular scale, which is correlated to the Common European Framework, and it's marked by 100% by the computer. And the test format, just to give you a flavor, the test is last 2 hours. There are 3 parts. Okay, so there's personal introduction, there's speaking and writing, reading and listening. Once at the very end of the webinar, you'll have the links and you'll be able to see, and you will be able to examine every particular section to look at the examples like describing the image, like writing an essay, writing a short reply, how to use integrated skills, what are the items in reading aloud, in repeating the sentences, in writing from dictation. So you will get all the list, and you will have this information at your disposal. So you need 2 hours at a single sitting. Just to give you a flavor, this is one of the options. So describe image. So you have the image described, and in 25 seconds, you need to speak to your microphone and describe in detail what the map is showing. And as the instruction suggests, you have 40 seconds to give your response. Okay, and another one, probably one of my favorite one, retelling lectures. Okay, so you listen to the lecture and then you need to speak to the microphone and retell what you've heard in your own words. Another one is just reordering paragraphs, so quite familiar. But the point to remember is that PTE Academic, as the name suggests, is academic English. It means you need to prepare as a candidate, okay? So the academic English requires preparation. You need to learn the skills how to retell the lecture. You need to learn the skills how to describe images, how to describe graphs, how to write from dictations, how to write complex sentences. So it's not like you'll be studying general, you'll be preparing general English, and then you can send the candidate straight on a, hey, why don't you go and take PTE Academic because you will do fine. In most cases, because there are some examples that can pass the PTE Academic without preparation, but in most cases, students, they need to prepare, and we'll learn about preparation as well. What are the best materials to be used with the students? Inga, you will learn about those materials in a few slides. Okay, so you're reading my mind. So it means that the preparation time, there are several options. The first one, preparation for the teachers. You see the link. Could I have the link in the chat, please? The one that's from the slide. You will have the link in a second in the chat. Okay, and can you please copy the link and open the internet browser and just open this link and just do a quick mini search through this website and tell me what are the things that you can access as a teacher when it comes to preparing for PTE Academic, and just give me a few examples in the chat. Find some interesting elements, just the names, well, anything that would help you as a teacher to prepare for PTE Academic, and just put the names in the chat. I will give you a few seconds for it. You have the link in the chat. The lesson plans, okay. No worries, Ksenia. Good, you have you here. So the lesson plans, that's one. Thanks a lot, Hannah. Anything else that you managed to find that would help you to prepare your students and to prepare yourself to prepare students to take the exam? The practice tests, okay. There are collocations, okay. There are guides. There are classroom resources, okay. There are lesson plans, yep. So as you can see, there are tests and plans. What are the academic collocations? Victoria, once you find it, just click it, download the list, and you will see all the possible academic collocations that are useful to prepare for PTE Academic. Yes, so you can see there is a range of resources available to you, and a lot of them could be downloaded, and they are free of charge, and they are expert, okay? We'll talk about the books in a second. So if I were you, as a teacher interested in preparing for PTE Academic, I would implement the following steps. This is the step number 1. Just watch a mini video and listen to it.
As PTE Academic teachers, your number 1 objective is to help students achieve their goals. You want to make sure they're as prepared as they can be and that they feel empowered to get the results they work so hard for. And just as you want to see them succeed, we want to see you succeed. To help you do that, we've created an online course to give you the knowledge, tools, and confidence you need to prepare your students for their tests. This course will give you an in-depth understanding of the PTE Academic test, teaching techniques for language acquisition and practice, skills-based activities for the classroom, scoring tasks with speaking and writing items, checkpoints to evaluate your learning, and a certificate of completion at the end of each module. It's flexible and can be tailored to your needs. Choose to take all 6 modules or select specific areas you want to know more about. Learn anytime, anywhere, at a pace that suits you. Whether you're looking to reinvigorate your teaching methods or simply need some additional support, we're here to help you be the best teacher you can be. Start your learning journey with us today.
Okay, so if I were you, I would start with the free self-study course, as you heard in this mini video, and this course will guide you through the whole PTE Academic process, through all the items, and this is self-study and divided into modules. There is a certification, certificates provided at the end of the module, and you do it at your own pace. You don't have to have a single sitting to cover all the modules. You decide in your free time how much time do you want to spend on preparing. So this is the first one, and it's free. So when you think of preparing your students for PTE Academic, then this would be the starting point. The next 3 things are the things that I would implement just to get skills and to get the knowledge. The first one is the teacher preparation pathway. So you see this path among the woods. There are you go and you don't know if you go left, if you go right, if it's dark or light, etc. You will have the link in the chat for the teacher preparation pathway. Okay, and please keep this link. I know what I mean. Okay, so there is a PDF we've divided into the 3 sections if you want to familiarize, if you want to learn, and if you want to prepare, with all the clickable links. So this should be, it could be hanging on your wall if you have this virtual wall that you can click, or you can save it on your computer. This is part 1, because this is everything on a single PDF. The second part, this middle part are, as some of you already discovered, this is the link to the lesson plans. So could I have the link to the lesson plans as well in the chat? So you have the link to the lesson plans, so you can download the lesson plans. Okay, so they are ready-made, prepared from A to Z lessons that you can implement into your teaching practice when you have the individual or group students. So basically they give you the the content, they give you the guidance of how to work with particular exam items using the lesson plans. And the last part, but not least by no means, is the PTE Academic official guide. So there is this book, and you will have the link for PTE Academic official guide. You'll have a flipping book of the teacher book. So there are 18 pages. So basically you'll have a chance to browse through it in your free time and see what's in there. So if I were you, I would take this following steps. So attend the teacher training course, then look at the teacher preparation pathway, study the lesson plans, and potentially start using PTE Academic official course book with your students. So there is a student version and there is a teacher version. So PTE Academic official course book is ideal for teaching short courses or a bit extended courses because it has two variations. Probably you'll get students coming to you and saying, hey, I want to prepare for PTE Academic in the long run. So I need 1 year of studying, or so then there's PTE Academic Expert. But in some cases, you'll have students, hey, I have 3 months to prepare, or I have half a year to prepare for PTE Academic. I'm quite familiar with the speaking section, and I want to work on writing and reading. So then the PTE Academic official guide is something to help. And there is question bank, and there are videos with tips. And I want to play one video for you right now, just to show you the elements. Hold on a second, I'm gonna just find this. Okay, can you see the screen? That the screen changed. And you see some videos. Yes, okay, so just one example, and just think, how can you use this video when you work with your students?
Describe image. Common mistakes. In describe image, you will see a graph, a chart, a table, or something similar. You will have 25 seconds for preparation. Then, you will speak about the image for 40 seconds. In describe image tasks, what are some common mistakes to avoid? Giving unfocused descriptions and giving ineffective conclusions and summaries. Let's look at these in more detail. Common mistake 1. Unfocused descriptions. Listen to this test taker. Why is their description unfocused?
So basically, lots of Australian teenagers were working, especially females. Probably this is the case in other countries too. Where I live, more women work than men. Lots of over 50s in Australia weren't working. Probably, maybe because they don't want to anymore.
The description is unfocused because, firstly, it doesn't start with an overview of the data. It immediately begins talking about the teenagers column. Give an introduction that deals with the image as a whole. Use a sentence like,
the graph shows the proportion of Australians working or studying by gender and age group for the year 2019.
Next, the unfocused description doesn't use details to support its points. It uses imprecise terms like lots rather than factual data. Use the data available. In this case, the graph has percentages. Use a sentence like,
this number fell gradually to just over 40% for the over 50 age group.
Finally, the unfocused description gives personal opinions.
Where I live,
Okay. So coming back to the main slides. So in the PTE Academic official guide, you will see these videos with tips for all the items, okay? Once you had this flavor, can you just type in the chat what is the possible scenarios you could use those videos in your teaching practice? Any ideas? How can you use it with your students? When can you use it? To avoid mistakes. To compare how my students describe a graph and how they should do it. Yes. Either before or after the task. Yes. When you introduced, yes, that's true. It's quite important to pay, especially to these common mistakes, just to get the knowledge from the smarter ones that they've been through PTE Academic, and especially when you are learning something new, to say, hey, pay attention, because these are the common mistakes and you might do it, or just examine your reply and let's see how it corresponds to what we should remember. So all the videos, all the items, all the self-check list, the mini tests, so that you can test your students after studying for one particular item, are available on the new official guide to PTE Academic. So if I were you, I would get basically interested in this element and contact the local Pearson people to say what you can do to get access to it. If you have students preparing for longer time, as I told you at the very beginning, so like 10, 12-week course. So there is a PTE Academic experts on 2 levels. So these are the most common levels that usually universities expect candidates to have, that the score around B1 and ending with the C2 level. Anything below, basically the experience says that anything below, it means that they need to prepare, and there's the minimum B1 level, starting level, if we want to talk about successfully taking PTE Academic. The average is the average score expected by the institutions around the world is like B2 plus. But this is the opportunity for those looking for this longer preparation study. Okay. And now for the test takers. Can you please have a look at this link? So this link is designed for the test takers. So just see the link in the chat and open the link yourself and see what can you find from the perspective of a test taker, okay? Can I have the link in the chat, please? Yes, okay, so the link is there. Just open the link and just browse through it quickly, find some interesting elements. You can scroll to the very bottom of the page to see if there is anything interesting, or at the very top, just type it in the chat, anything that might be useful for a test taker if they want to prepare for PTE Academic. There are some tips. Yes, thanks a lot, Aliona. And the tips are also for the teachers as well. But definitely the tips, what to do tips on how to prepare and how the test will be scored. It's important to understand the scoring behind. Check if you're ready. Yes, because this requires visiting a test center. So you need to know if you can bring your laptop with you, or if you can bring like half a liter water of mineral water and a cake with you, or can you just stop taking the test, turn around and say to an exam officer, hey, I need a break, or maybe it's not possible. There is an app, okay? If I were you, I would get interested in the app as well. Thanks a lot. Just keep the links for yourself. So there are 3 steps for a particular test taker. So 1, there is a step-by-step video guide, just describing every item type. But please be sure that you as a teacher, as a training providers can use those materials as well, and you can use this training video guide in your lesson with your students. There is introduction to PTE Academic. Few slides before you saw that there is a free course for the teachers, and there is introduction to PTE Academic. This is the course aimed at test takers, but feel free to join the course if you are interested. There is one more course which is free, and this course is aimed at speaking items only, and speaking and the pronunciation. And the third part, this is the scored practice test. Okay, so this is the full 2-hour simulation, and the scored practice tests are really one of the key elements when you want to make sure if your candidate is ready for PTE Academic. Because usually, and this is what we recommend, and this is what language schools and the preparation test centers do, when you get a candidate and the candidate wants to study at the particular university, they usually already know what is the minimum score which is required to get a place there from the language perspective. So they come to you and say, hey, listen, I need to score around B2 plus or C1 or 46 points minimum on the global scale of English. So looking at the very fact, then you can use the score practice test, and you can see before the real exams if the candidate is ready. Some of the preparation test centers, they use practice tests at the very beginning of the course, just to give you a flavor. Then they use the practice test. There are 4 variations of this test, 4 types, and they can use it before the actual test to see if the candidate is really ready. Plus, there are more preparation resources as we talked about. So there is a free application app that you can download on your mobile, and you can do it with your students. There is a question bank, and there are official books that I already told you, and there is a course, okay? The one that I told you about, and the second one, there is a free course, how to develop speaking and pronunciation for PTE Academic. Okay, so we had the elements about preparation for teachers, and now you have the elements about the preparation for candidates. But you can use this preparation as well in your teaching practice. The scores and the results. So there is a really fast result delivery. So they are available in 2 days. They are valid for 2 years. Here you've got the example score report. And there is a secure report code, and this code is used just to transfer the information to the candidates, to the institution, or to the authorities. So there are no printed certificates, so everything is digital, and the students, the test takers, access those scores individually through their PTE account. If you want to learn more information, basically you need to go to this page. Okay, and you already have the links with the extensions, or you can follow us on our social media. So there's a Facebook and there's Instagram page. Okay, so these are the 2 elements. And if you are an institution and you are interested in becoming the preparation test center, because we have the preparation test center program, and you want to, as an institution, you want to start preparing for PTE Academic and our other exams, and you want to get the social supports. This is the example of a banner that you get as an institution. So we provide you with the social media assets, with the trainings, with the materials, just to allow you to start the successful student preparation for PTE Academic. So if you're interested in this program, you need to contact your local Pearson representative and ask, hey, I've heard of the Preparation Test Center program, and I want to learn more, and I want to see if my institution is willing to become this type of preparation test center. And now, as you probably remember, this slide suggests the competition time. There will be 3 questions. The first person who types the correct response in the chat gets an award. I hope that everything is clear. So this is the knowledge that we just shared with you. So the first question, how long are the test results valid for? Oh yes, there was one person, and you all know it, yes, but thanks to the recording, we can see who is the winner. So the first person who wins the The correct one. 1.5 is not true. The 2 is the correct one. So the first person will contact you via email, and you get PTE Academic practice test. So you'll have this. Yes?
Bartek, it was Beata Marcinkowska.
Okay, congratulations. Beata. So you are the winner of the first question. So you'll get the free PTE Academic practice test. So you'll have a chance to experience how it is at your home environment to go through the real PTE Academic. Okay, question number 2. What is the last clickable link in the Learn section of the teacher preparation pathway? So far, no correct reply. Waiting. What is the last clickable link? You need to give me the name of this link. In the Learn section. So in this middle section. So probably you need to find this link with the teacher preparation pathway that we shared with you some time ago. And you need to give me the name, the last clickable link in the Learn section of the teacher preparation pathway. It's not prepare, it's not prepare. Hey, it's not the flipping book. I want to give an award to somebody.
Can I share the prep pathway again?
Yes, you can share the prep pathway again. So you'll have this, the webinars, Aliona. Yes, these are the webinars, Aliona. You are you are the winner. So these are the last clickable link in the Learn pathway. At the very bottom is join our webinars, when you can learn about PTE Academic. So Aliona, you get access to the PTE Academic official guide. So you'll get access to this book with the videos that you will be able to use in your teaching practice. Okay, thanks. And the last question. If you're ready, then the question is as follows. What is the step 4 out of the 5-step approach introducing and practicing the item type strategies in the lesson plans? What is the step 4 out of a 5-step approach in the lesson plans? So there is a piece of advice, the lesson plans, and you need to tell me what is the step 4 of a 5-step approach. You can just copy the sentence or type your own sentence. Yes, Victoria, thanks a lot. You are the winner. Students respond to items simulating the test conditions, in which they will give their response within the time limit. So this is the step 4. So Victoria, you win 1 hour live session on PTE Academic preparation. All you need to do is remember there's a minimum of 3 participants. So you need to find 2 or 3 other teachers who are interested in PTE Academic, and we'll contact you and we'll assign individual time with you, and I will have with you live session, 1 hour with the questions, with the microphone and the cameras, when we'll talk through the PTE Academic preparation and how can we benefit and how can we support you in those elements. So congratulations to all the winners. At the very end, if I were you, basically, and if I'm still interested in PTE Academic, basically, I would just study the links. I would just contact the local Pearson representative for a support. I would see if my institution would be interested in becoming the preparation test center. I would just look at all the preparation materials and basically make the first step into the PTE Academic preparation. That would be all from me. And my question to you is, what is your takeaway from this meeting? If you could type it in the chat, 1 word, 1 sentence, 1 reflection. What is your takeaway from this meeting? Thanks, Magda. Studying the links, great info. Thanks a lot. Yes, if you are not sure, you see the email address to Ida, you can contact Ida and she will just direct you to a particular person, okay? Adapting my teaching materials, thanks a lot. Now you know to whom should you recommend this exam. Thanks a lot, Hannah. Seems to be useful, thank you. Okay, great. Teacher-friendly resource, thanks a lot. Just use the resource. Great. So my intention was to familiarize with you with the PTE Academic, just to offer an insight what's behind these exams, what are the particular groups, what are the particular students that you could offer this exam to, just to equip you with the resources that are at your disposal, that you can download, that you can use it straight on, even from today in your teaching practice, just to give you a flavor of what it is to go through PTE Academic, just to offer teacher training materials, just to offer the preparation materials. Thanks a lot. Okay, the slides and the technology used. So I hope that you enjoyed the time. That would be all for me. And enjoy the rest of your day. If you have any more questions, reach out to us and we'll do our best to help you.
Leona, you had a question. How will you get your prize? We will send you. We will contact you because we've got your details in your email. So
we've got your email and we will find you. Yes, that's true.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Rufa. Thank you, Tatiana.
Thanks a lot.
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.